All right, hello again. Here we have the stage 2 of Pinarello powered. It's in New York, the park perimeter. It's a fairly popular route to race on. It's pretty lumpy. It's featured in the ZRS several times, and just a good course to race on because you can never really rest. There's always something going on. It's 4:10 in the morning for me right here, so I'm struggling just waking up, getting a race it before work, because the race core events aren't exactly available in the evening when I can ride. So the main goal of this is to field the group out, do zone 2, and then VO2, because my workout today is VO2, and I didn't really feel like doing a regular erg workout, so I think it was something like I was supposed to do 12 to 18 minutes. I don't remember the exact number, but regardless, 12 to 18 minutes of VO2. And by the end of the race, I definitely don't get it, but I went hard. But the whole goal was to get some VO2 in and do a race core event. Now, coming out of the pen, I'm just feeling things out, staying with the group. According to Zwift Power beforehand, there are some decent racers here, so you know, both with race score, obviously we're on the same group. They were at a higher end, and just the Zwift power rankings, which, you know, take those with a grain of salt. So we're coming through here. Nothing real exciting happened. We're just going to sit zone 2. We'll fast forward to the spicy bit here in a second. This part of the race, everyone's starting out. No real reason to push any pace, especially because of all the lumps. You don't know how people are going to attack them. You can see it's super chill. No one's really doing anything. And this is one of the, I guess, this group setting. Obviously, we're just starting a race. Everyone's kind of like, what's happening? They're trying to figure out what's going to happen in the race. See, I have a plan. My plan is to attack and try to make something happen. Also, and get a workout in. Or a lot of people just approach the race as a workout. They really don't care about the result. Well, I want to win. I want to be at the front, but I also want to get my workout in. So, once we fast forward here, we are going to get into some of the VO2 goodness. And then, as the race progresses, you may have to change your outlook. So we're going to zoom along here. Now, I had done zone 2 before this. Basically just, I think it was 20 minutes of zone 2 riding around the volcano. And as we approach, I think this is Harlem Hill out in this end. Believe that's what it's called. I'm mentally preparing to attack this because I'm like, I want to get away. That's the whole kind of goal, is to make it hard on me and make it hard on them. And if I can get in a breakaway, just do everything I can to make that work. Which, as we're going to see here, doesn't really work out in my favor, but something with this course that might work if you get some people off the front that are interested in a break and working ahead. As you see, we get a small group going up. Now I'm pushing the pace, a few others are. See, with that strung out right there, you push the pace. And I wanted to slow this down here to kind of demonstrate over this next section. Everyone's chasing. Everyone did, I assume, what would be pretty big effort for them. I'm still on the hammer, and Kuma and Taga and the 138 IO, they're off the group with me, and we are pushing the pace. Now, typically this will come back because you got a group and a lot of speed coming downhill. So if you are going to attack here, you really got to carry some speed, and especially if a small group like this, you all got to work together. Because if you're not working together, it's not going anywhere, because those guys in the group behind you are mobbing up behind, just as they are here. You know, a couple guys are pushing the pace. Now this is where I'm like, everyone's tired, they did some chasing, I'm going to keep on going. So these next two set of rollers that you can see in the new mini map, or the new climb portal preview, the it's a little lumpy and the people are already tired, you might be able to get a little gap, which ends up happening. I got Kuma on my wheel and I'm really going deep here after this effort. So now we got a gap. We got 2 seconds. People are going to automatically sit up on this going downhill. Here we got another bump up. Well, I got 3 with me. Sorry, I didn't realize Bobo was also with us. So we got 3, Kuma and Bobo. And I'm doing everything I can to keep it in front. And as this bump right here, looks like Bobo falls off because I knew it was Kuma and me off the front for a while. This is where the group is just kind of like, all right. So at this point, if you have someone that's working with you or 1 or 2, 3 guys, this is where you can make your move. Now, unfortunately, as you'll see, Kuma and I get going, but Kuma doesn't do a single pull. He does all kind of effort, but as soon as he gets the front, and I try to let him take a pull or just say, hey, I'm dying here, he lets off the power. But he sits behind me holding good power. Not sure if he's a new racer. Not sure if he just doesn't want to do any work, which is very possible. This is a race. So that's part of the deal. You really don't know. Now I know the guys are going to hit this climb hard, so I do try and put a big effort in, keep the speed up. And you can see I did like 6 watts and they're up in 7s. So we get 9 seconds. And this is the point to where I'm kind of reassessing the situation because we didn't really get as far away as I thought. Kuma is not working with me, taking turns, and I'm kind of like, all right, I don't think I'm going to get away. I think I'm going to do all this work, and you got to reassess it. So coming up to the banner, I basically give up. I let the group back. I guess it'll be another kilometer. But I let the group back, and then we just kind of roll to the finish. Because they're just staying there at 6 seconds. And I'm pretty gassed right now. You can see by the new, which I do like the new power graph over there. I got a bunch of zone 2, a little bit of zone 2, a good chunk of zone 5 and zone 6. So I've been doing some work. And then now it's like, all right, I'm just chilling. I'm going to survive. I got several minutes of my VO2, and I know I'm going to have some more coming up. I wanted to break away for the whole race. It didn't happen. So as we make this loop again, obviously we know where people are going to attack. The Harlem Hill in the back and those couple bumps going through on the back side of Central Park. And this whole time, I'm feeling pretty good. You can see my heart rate's dropping. So race-wise, I'm not too worried. The biggest thing I'm kind of worried about is the sprint at the end. Because this is a challenging sprint. And once we get down to that side of the park, you'll see some guys. And this is something that isn't uncommon. You see it a lot in Zwift races. Power up usage. So I'll slow down before that part, and we'll see. I'll kind of cover what happens, because this is a big thing that if you're learning to race, this is a big part of this whole race. Was a big part of it. Like if you're off in a move and you can kind of sense that you're not getting away, you're not doing what you need, just back it off and go with the group. Now something else may happen, because I thought here again, if it stretches out, I'm going. Well, same thing happened. It stretched out, but it came back pretty quick. And see, I was not putting near the power down in the effort to try to move up the front, because most races will come back at that spot. And now I'm just kind of going to cover any move, stay with the group, not get too excited, because I know the big thing is going to be the sprint, because there's no huge effort, hill-wise coming here. So it's all just kind of rollers and managing it. And we got a big enough group, there's going to be some draft that you can stay with the group. Maybe 1-2 guys get a little bit of lead, but it's going to come back. And this whole race was, I thought, was a good example of understanding the racecraft, understanding, you know, hey, this is I'm not going to make this move. I want to come back to the group. And everyone here has pretty good talent because they were all staying together. Yes, we did lose some riders, but everyone up here, and I think there's 10, 12, whatever it may be, they've all got some talent to be here right now because they were definitely pushing. All right, now here we go into the finish, and we got, you know, a mile, 1.7K left. And this is where you can tell it could be people new to Zwift, or they are not really worried about race results. They just out racing, and here we go. So we are, you know, a solid, what, 2 minutes or so, 2.5 minutes out from the finish. And there's some bumps here. And this is a very typical place where people coming into the finish on this course, they do attack. They put some effort in because they're wanting to get a little separation from the group. So right here by this sign, you'll see, I'm not sure who does it, but remember someone kind of put some effort in. You know, because they're thinking, oh, I got this coming to the end. I want to make my move. Where I tried earlier. So someone here, you could see him standing up, orange numbers. All right. Now, everyone's going to respond. And then you're going to notice these power-ups. You're popping your power-ups in the non-race move. Now, the only time you should use a race or a power up in a race is if you are off the back and you are trying to stay on the front. So these 2-3 guys have just completely wasted their power up because they're off the, I mean, they didn't go anywhere. They didn't do enough effort to get off the front, and they used it. I'm not sure why, but this is one of the things that within Zwift racing is understanding the courses, the bumps where typical people attack, and then that draft power up, it does last, I believe it's 30 seconds, but you're not close enough to the finish to make it work. Coming down to this sprint, there's a bridge, and that is typically the area where I try to get up to speed and going full gas. And I know the power up's a little bit longer, so I hit it right through this area. This little bridge right there is where I'm always trying to be hitting the hammer. And quad damage, he gets the best of me. This is about all I could do at this point. I was pretty stoked with this. Quad damage is just off in front of me, hitting what, almost 12 watts a kilogram. And then Bobo, he was flying up. He almost got through me. If that was a flat sprint, he would have got me, I think. I think he was just a little bit, whatever it may be, lower watts or whatnot, but that was it. Pretty good race. It kind of highlighted a few things that within Zwift racing that people need to learn. I mean, I learned from watching, you know, live videos of Casey Shum back in the day in 2017-18, the live streams, you know, way back in the day. And that's what I learned, like those small things to where when to use the power up, you know, when to back off a move, and then learning the course and understanding where people typically attack. And that comes from doing a lot of races and maybe watching some races. So the biggest part of that was I recognized I couldn't stay off the front, and then I was going to have to go back and just settle one for the sprint. Now I tried making it interesting because a lot of sit-in and sprint races, not too fun. But hopefully you guys got a little bit out of this race. Kind of saw some of what I look at when I race. And I'm not the best sprinter, not the best racer. You know, best, I guess, raw power and everything in game. But just through that racecraft, you can do a lot. All right. Appreciate you guys.